Hello, everyone. I'm Genji, and this is our Monsterhearts campaign. Welcome to Kronos World. We have our lovely players from Monsterhearts for our first one-shot today. Monsterhearts 2 is written by Avery. You can find her at her Twitter, which is Dream Askew. And especially, just for this stream, we have a discount code for all of her games on her store, which is a 10% discount code if you use the code Kronos. So make sure you take advantage of that deal, and let's see if we can play some Monsterhearts today, all right?
Yes.
Let us
we will
introduce our players.
What's up? I'm Eric. I play other games on the Kronos World channel, including New London, where I play a spunky kobold cowboy. Check us out on Wednesdays. And I'm currently the champion of the arena, so, you know, I'm just doing it. I'm just living right. And I can't wait to play this game. I've been wanting to play Monsterhearts for like 2 years. When I first met Genji, it was like our first conversation. We were like, Monsterhearts! So this is awesome. He's amazing. We couldn't ask for a better MC, so this is going to be like amazing.
Wait,
I guess I'll go next since I'm clockwise. Hi, everybody. I'm Snowy Knight. I'm Genji's friend. We play D&D sometimes together. I avoid social media whenever I can, so you can't find me anywhere, and that's the way I like it.
Is it my turn now?
Sure.
Sure, it's totally my turn. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Tonight? Whatever. My name's Abigator Franzi. You can call me Abby, whatever. This is the first time I've ever heard of Monsterhearts, and so when it popped up on the Discord channel, I was like, holy shit, we get to play angsty fucking teenagers who are like super... So I'm super excited. I'm going to be playing a Sasquatch. Abigator! It's me! But I also have my own channel where I stream sometimes. If you want to check that out. If not, don't check it out. I'm just really excited to play a Sasquatch. I'm not gonna lie. Super hyped right now. That's it. That's it for me. Hi.
All right, and our final player.
Yeah, what's up, everyone? Name's Anthony. I don't exist. I don't exist, so don't look for me. You can't find me anywhere else. Only right here. And today I'm going to be playing the Worm. I look forward to that. Hashtag Kronos.
I love how half the people are like, I don't exist. So if you try to find me, you're not going to. Just don't do it.
It won't happen.
I'm like a ghost.
Very fitting for Monsterhearts.
Oh, yeah. All right, let me start some music.
Oh, shit.
So, first of all, we're going to finish our characters. So I'd like everyone to get their character sheets out and let us get over the backstory parts of our characters. How about Eric? You start first. What does your backstory say? What are you playing? What's your name? What's your backstory?
My character's name is, well, he now goes by Fenris. His name was Atticus, and I'm playing the werewolf. So my character lacks all subtlety, so everybody gains a string on me.
Everybody mark 1 string on Fenris.
Boom. Anime, like high school anime, like I'm expecting to like or on Host Club or something to pop up. This is amazing.
Perfect. Who's next? Snowy. What does your backstory say? What's your character, and what's their skin?
I'm playing Alaric Haloran, the Queen Skin, the queen of the evil, local evil Yu-Gi-Oh! / D&D club. And I named 3 side characters who are members of my gang. Gain a string on each. Those 3 are Kokone Kaneko, Michael Dead, Vincent Leroux.
Okay. So we got...
And oh, sorry, go ahead.
So these are strings that we add to our sheets. The Michael Dead, Kokone...
No, you don't have to add them. These are Snowy's.
Never mind then.
These are all mine. The second backstory tidbit is that I find someone threatening, give them a string, and take a string. We each get 1 string on each other. And let's see. I'm going to have to go with Fenris. I've definitely noticed something off about Fenris ever since he came back and named himself Fenris. So I'm feeling a little bit worried about that. So I'm going to take a string on him, and he'll take a string on me.
And your name was Alaric, that's correct, right?
Alaric.
Cool.
I'll type it in chat.
Yeah, so I forgot to mention that all of you guys, we all went to high school except for Ziggy, right?
Yeah.
So the other players, you guys would have known my character. I went by Atticus, and then over the summer when I came back, now I'm going by Fenris, and I've changed drastically.
You weirdo.
Yeah, so.
I love it.
All right. Is that all on Alaric?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Abby?
Okay, so let's see if I did this right. So I'm going to be playing one of the second skins of the Monsterhearts 2. I'm Sasquatch. Part of my backstory is I've been a wallflower all of my life, and but somebody finally noticed me, which I'm going to guess is Fenris, because apparently he's been stalking me for 2 months or weeks or whatever. So give them a string. And then another part of my backstory is someone makes fun of me. They give me a condition and I gain 2 strings on them. That one I haven't quite decided. However, I don't know, the queen might be good because I feel like the queen would be a very however, I don't know about Anthony's character yet.
I think the worm would be perfect for that.
Really? Okay, I think I'm gonna...
That would also fit in with my backstory.
Really? Okay, perfect. You're gonna make fun of me. We're so I get 2 strings on... What's your character's name?
Alistair.
Alistair? Perfect.
And Anthony, you get to give Abby's character a condition. It can be basically anything you want, like fear or like emo, I guess. Anything you want, really.
Do you want me to be really emo? Do you want me to be scared of you? Do you want me to, I don't know, get a stomachache whenever I see you? I don't fucking know.
It could also be a social status, like a rumor that you're spreading.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now remember, I am a new kid. This is gonna be my first year in this school, so you could get any rumor.
I'm going to spread the rumor that you're a bully. The reason you're here is because you got kicked out of your last school for bullying other kids.
Oh, that's kind of awesome. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, perfect. Yes.
You are the bullied. You are bullied. You have the bully condition. Now everyone's going to think you are a bully.
Except for me. I know you. Like the back of my paw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So also what it says that with my first part of the backstory, when somebody finally noticed me, give them a string. So they have a string on me, or I get a string on them?
No, they have a string on you. So Fenris has a string on you.
Okay.
Strings.
3 strings.
So basically right now I just have 2 strings on Alistair.
And one on me. You should have
And
one
one
on
on
me
you.
too.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right.
And Anthony, our final character, introduce your character, their skin, and do your backstory.
So I'm going to be playing Alistair, the Worm. His backstory says, describe someone who you treasure. Describe the moment each caught your eye and give each a string. I'll say, the person I treasure would be Fenrir. I saw him standing there watching Ziggy in his stalkerish self. I thought to myself, this guy, he'll be perfect. If he can watch people this well, I just couldn't help but start thinking of the future, all the tasks I could have him perform for me, all the things he could do for me. So he gets everyone else is married.
Uh-oh.
Everyone else is merely currency. Ask each one to tell you, make up something mean you said to them. Gain a string on each of them.
All right.
I think Alistair is a very antisocial, somewhat cold and cruel dude. He's been mean to a lot of people.
All right. So everyone here is going to go around in a circle, and we're going to see what mean thing Alistair has said about you. All right. So we'll start with Fenris.
Now, is this like recently, or could it have been like, last
Could have
year?
been any time.
Shit. Oh man. I was thinking either a nobody or useless. This was before he said to me like last year. Trying to think which one sounds more, because Atticus before was very quiet, very kept to himself, kind of antisocial.
I vote for nobody since it gives you motivation to be more socially active.
Okay, so you called me a nobody before.
All right. And then gain a string on him.
I'm gonna write that down.
All right. Next is Snowy.
We're gonna have to go with the classic, a geek.
All right.
No. Yeah, he's just a geek living in a fantasy world.
All right. Alistair has called Alaric a geek. And Abby?
He's called me a bully. He started this fucking rumor that I just go around bullying people at my old school, and that's why I got kicked out. And he's just a big old meanie, and I don't appreciate it.
Nice. All right. Gain a string on Alistair. Everyone should have 1 string on Alistair.
Yep. 3 strings.
Oh, we gain another string on him, or he gains a string on us?
Oh, does he?
Turn on them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Everyone reverse that. He gains a string on all of you guys.
Oh, fuck that.
Because when he says something, it stings. Like,
Yeah.
he gets... Yeah.
Alistair gets...
Oh, that's why I was gonna.
I don't even want to think about all the NPCs that have a string on Fenris. Oh my lord.
Every single one of them do.
And there's some that have more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
Go over everyone's moves, maybe, just to make sure we all know what we have.
Gotcha.
So, all right, Fenris.
I got them heightened senses. I get in tune with the inner animal, and I can roll with dark and kind of get some information about whatever situation we're in. So, yeah. And then my second move is Howl at the Moon. So when I'm basked in moonlight, I may act as if I had Dark 3. So getting that spiritual side.
Nice.
When the moon and the goddess moon is overhead, I'm in it.
Mother Gaia.
Yeah.
Blessed be.
Lunar, whatever.
All right, Alaric.
So since Alaric is the queen, he has the move the click, which he has a gang with the additional benefit that they are connected. They have money and designer drugs because, I mean, how else are you going to afford the latest cards? This stuff's expensive. The second move is called Many Bodies. When you promise one of your gang members to someone, add 2 to your roll to turn them on. And when someone has, one of your gang members has sex with someone, it triggers my sex move, which gives that person the condition one of them. They become part of my gang.
Nice. All right. Let's see, Ziggy.
All right. So my first move is musk. It's been mentioned before. I have a distinct smell, powerful, perhaps intriguing. When I break a sweat near others, the MC tells you which person is aroused and gives you a string on them. That person chooses a reaction below, either to give me a compliment, 2, to give themselves to me, 3, their eyes start to water and they gag, or 4, they're repulsed, so they ridicule me about my body and give me a condition. And then my other move is unnoticeable. I can fade from view and become invisible. If I want to cover my scent as well, try to keep your cool. On a 7 or higher, in addition to other results, your scent is hidden for a while.
Nice.
I try.
And finally, Alistair.
Well, we've already established I say a lot of mean things. But that just means that when I say good things about somebody, it really counts. I get the move wingman. Whenever I wax poetic about someone else, I get +1 on the rolls to turn the person I'm talking to on.
Nice.
You know, it's good to have me around. I'm a great friend. My second move is the bargaining ceremony. With eye contact and smoke, you bring somebody into a strange trance. With you while in there, you can trade strings and objects. You know, my compliments are cheap, you know. Just hand me a couple strings, I might just put in a good word for you.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So, these are our players, and we're going to get right into things now. So we're going to turn off the happy music.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
It was so fleeting.
All right. Welcome to Etobicoke High School. We are in Etobicoke, which is near Toronto, Ontario, in Canada. Let us determine some locations on our map. What we already have are the railroad tracks, Quill Medical, the hospital, the Etobicoke Fencing Club, Humber College, Dance Macabre, the nightclub, the Beanery, a cafe, the New Toronto Cemetery, the Lakeshore, Long Branch Park, and Wimbrel Park.
And the bookstore.
Where do we put our bookstore?
Is the map supposed to be?
Where do we put our bookstore?
There we go.
Let's see.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Maybe by the Beanery. I could see a bookstore being by the coffee shop.
It wouldn't, but so I also live above the bookstore with my father.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there like an offshoot off the main drag, kind of? Like where's the main drag? Where the Beanery is?
The main kind of main street is the thicker one down this way.
Ah, okay, this one.
See that one? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's put it kind of near the cemetery, maybe.
Cemetery?
Like
All
over
right.
here on this street.
That? Okay.
Yeah. So I want to be somewhat close to the park.
All right. There we go. And what other locations do we want in our nice little town?
Can there be some type of like abandoned industrial something, like a quarry or like a construction yard, or
Sure.
like where they work on boats, whatever that's called?
A dockyard?
Yeah, like a dry dock. There it is. Something like that.
Over there?
Let me go back.
Where were you?
Uh-oh. I exited. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Just something like that. Right, guys? I mean...
I like it. I mean, when you think of classic, teen supernatural drama fight scenes, there's always some abandoned warehouse that's there for some reason.
Yeah.
You're
So, like,
right.
somewhere over here, kind of, I feel like, right?
Here?
Like,
All right.
yeah.
Draw a
Somewhere in
little
that
shape.
area.
Okay, we can put a warehouse right there.
Nice.
Excellent.
Ooh, maybe it was, like, a factory that made, like, mannequins or something?
Oh,
my
no.
Lord.
Yes. Or, like, those little porcelain dolls.
Mm-mm. It's not happening.
I hate those, too. I hate them.
All right. Where else are we going to put things?
Let's see. I feel like we should have a mall. If this is
A
going to
mall.
be if this is going to be a place where like teens inhabit, especially like high school teens, there has to be a mall, and it can't be a good mall. It has to be kind of like a shitty mall, but it's the only place you can get like clothes, and so you have a group of people who hang out at the shitty mall
All right.
constantly.
All right. Where do we want to put this shitty mall?
I feel like it should be next to the railroad tracks.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, because that's kind of out of it.
Like over
On
here
the way.
somewhere?
Yeah, that looks right, like where I'd put a shitty mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's throw a shitty mall over there.
That's just what's going to be called, shitty mall.
Oh yeah.
Let's spell it with, like,
With asterisks, maybe? I don't know.
or like...
Something
SH.
faux French, like Chatique
Yeah,
Mall.
Exactly.
Ooh, yes.
So everybody just calls it the shitty mall.
BCC.
There we go. It's just BCC. Oh, Brampton jokes. That's okay. Okay. All right. What else do we have here?
Let's see.
Let's see. Do we have like a diner maybe, or a local cafe or something?
Beanery.
Yeah. The beach.
Okay, so that's a Beanery. Sorry, excuse me.
bookstore.
Should there be like a board game store? Is that you think no, the bookstore wouldn't have it. So I mean, should we? Because isn't the Queen all into?
Yes, that's a good idea.
Maybe there's like a little board game store or something.
I'd say it's inside the Shatik Mall. Give them a
Wow.
reason to hang out there more.
Nice.
All right. Okay. Anything else that you think of?
Is there an electronics store? You know,
Ooh.
place for cell phones, laptops, stuff like that. In case you want to get a GPS tracker and put it in your backpack.
It's oh,
Well,
creepy.
a bit forward.
Listen, it's not for dating reasons. It's so that I can find you, you know, when you're bored and alone and you might want to play a game.
As an actual person, this is terrifying.
Yes. Okay. Just to give you forewarning, my character is not a good person. When I said evil D&D club, I meant
Evil.
Evil.
Club. Gotcha.
yeah.
All right. Okay. We could probably either fit the electronics store in Shatik Mall, or we could make it some other place.
I could see
How about like maybe over here?
we could do that, or we could put it in the Shatik Mall,
Or just next to it, like it's a huge store, like in this square.
or like
a Best Buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called? A strip mall.
We'll call it a great buy or something.
Great buy. All right.
Or great deal. I don't know. Yeah.
Better buy.
Better buys.
A great deal of electronics. I like that idea.
A great deal of
Great
electronics.
deal. All right. A great deal. There we go.
And it's electronics, and there's like groceries there for some reason too, like a little bit of groceries.
That's so weird. It's not happening.
It's a weird store.
It's not happening. No.
Doesn't make sense.
Okay. Okay. I think this is a pretty good selection of locations for our little city.
How big is the park? Like.
This park is a big park.
Because there's two. There's the Long Branch Park, which is smaller, but then there's the Wimblebrow, which is
Yeah,
fucking
and then there's
humongous.
also a small park nearby your school over here.
Okay.
Wimbrel Park needs to be big enough that you can get lost in considerably.
Yeah,
I think maybe there
you
should
can
be like
definitely get lost in this foresty part.
Maybe there should be like an equestrian center or something, like a little equestrian. People like ride horses through the park or something.
Ooh, horses. I'm afraid of horses.
No, I'm behind. One of my friends is actually a horse groomer. Can't do it.
Let's put the.
One of my clique members is a horse furry, apparently.
Oh no! Oh no! I forgot about Michael.
All right, you gotta have it then. We gotta have it.
Okay, just to let everyone know, Genji is the one who designed all of my clique characters, so if they're terrible, you know who to blame, and if they're great, you know who to thank.
What do we call this? Like
Just equestrian center.
equestrian center.
We'll think of a good punny name later.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Okay, there we go. I think this is good. So, it is the first day of senior year high school.
Shit.
You're all a little bit anxious for your final year, especially Ziggy, who's just moved to Etobicoke, and they don't really know a lot of people around right now. So they're extremely anxious about their first day at school, hoping that they'll be able to fit in with all of these people who already know each other.
It's true.
So let us meet our teachers.
I love this so much.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Right. So, the teachers for this year, going from left to right, are Mr. Fabian Berlinger, the gym teacher, Mr. Loic Levesque, the English and law teacher, Miss Izichi Aguda, the history and media arts teacher, and Mr. Junichi Kaneko, the math and environmental science teacher. These are your teachers, and hopefully you get along with them, because if not, you're stuck with them anyway.
Junichi.
I probably should be writing down notes, shouldn't I?
All right. So, knowing these are your teachers, which classes would you like to take for your first period? The first period classes are English, history, and math.
I vote math.
I'm going to do history. I feel like history isn't... Yeah, history.
I feel like probably be in English. I feel the pressure from my father, so.
You can all pick different classes, so don't worry. Alistair, what class would you like? What was that?
Math.
All right. All right. Here we go. So, welcome to the classrooms.
So awesome.
This is so cool.
You may take a seat wherever you like.
I used to sit in the back, but now I sit up front so everybody will notice me.
I gotta sit in the middle of my gang.
I don't know any of these people. I'm sitting in the back as far away as possible.
All right. You are not sitting on the teacher's desk.
He just comes up, tries to sit on the teacher's desk. We're like, I got this. No. Get in your seat.
Oh God. Okay. Let's start with math class since we have most of our players there. So, Alistair and Alaric, here we are. You're in Mr. Kaneko's math class. So, Mr. Kaneko stands up from his desk and he stands in the middle of the class, sort of. Stands over here. And he greets everyone with a small smile and he adjusts his glasses. And he says, "Good morning, everyone. I'm Mr. Kaneko. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I hope we have a great year. We won't have a filled out formal lesson today, but we will have some time to get to know each other and to write some personality test sort of things. I do love those. And you can hear some of the class groaning at the mention of Mr. Kaneko's personality tests. He goes back to his seat after handing out some sheets of paper with, what's your learning style like and all of that kind of stuff. He seems to be a very forward teacher. So, as you sit down in this class, Michael turns to Alaric and he's like, Hey, nice to see you again.
Michael!
What's up?
Oh, just looking over the latest list. Spoiler season. Oh man, I want those new cards.
Oh,
Fall's my
yeah,
favorite
me
time of
too.
the year.
Oh, man.
We should get together after class and take a look at it.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. After class. Yeah, I'm not doing anything tonight. And Alistair, you can overhear this conversation because Michael Dead is an extremely loud person. So he just kind of starts rambling on about a whole bunch of card games and horses and who knows what else really.
Oh yes, lots of card games and horses.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What else happened? And of course, Kokone turns to look at Alaric as well, and she kind of more quietly greets him. She says, "Hey, how was your summer?"
Hey, it was good. You know, this and that. Got some new books in. Spent some time, read some old RPG magazines, the usual.
Understandable. I myself have been learning how to speak German.
It's a good use of your time. Germans make some excellent board games. We should see
Oh,
if we
yeah.
could get a copy in the original German.
Oh, I'd love to translate that. It would be good practice.
Yes, and they just keep chit-chatting about, the German board game revolution, which is sweeping, and they win a bunch of awards for things like that.
Oh yeah.
Tri-state area.
Meanwhile, Alistair, the other person beside you, Shaq, he kind of leans over. And he's like, "Hey,
What?
what's up?"
Heathens. What do you want?
Just wanted to say how my buddy was doing. What's up?
Your buddy.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Shaq kind of raises his eyebrows a little bit. He scratches his hair. He's like, I'm Shaq. Dude runs the pizza joint just down the street.
Yes. Yes. As they say, how is it going, Shaq?
He bursts out laughing. He's like, "Dude, you gotta take a chill pill or something. Seriously, you're fucking hilarious."
Of course I am. Simpleton.
Whoa! All right, didn't mean to hear that. All right, I'm just trying to make friends here. It's our last year. We've known each other for how long now?
Yes. Anyway, is that all? I'm a bit busy over here.
He raises his eyebrows again, kind of turns away. It's like, whatever, man. All right.
I don't like Alistair picking on my pizza man. He's quite critical for late night snacking sessions. I want to turn to Alistair and say, Alistair, have you ever had a friend in your entire life? I'd like to roll to put Alistair down.
Ooh, shut him down. Roll me a cold.
And I'd like backup from my gang to assist me. So +1 to that.
All right.
All right. +1. Submit.
Ooh. 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 All right. Alaric rolled a 12. What a fucking success. Alistair, you just got shut down. So, you get to choose one of these. They either lose a string on you, or if they have no strings on you, you gain one on them. They gain a condition, or you take one forward. What would you like to do, Alaric?
Let's see. I'd like to take one string away from him that he has on me.
Okay.
I want to say that his social leverage is running out because everybody knows that nobody likes him. Why would you ever listen to that guy?
All right. Alistair, remove one of your strings on Alaric. And of course, Michael and Kokone are kind of egging you on. Michael is, the more loud one. He's like, yeah, come on, dude. It's the pizza guy. You don't just talk shit about a pizza guy. And Kokone is just kind of like,
Michael's enough.
I really have never had many friends. Not at all. But in truth, who needs them? I prefer puppets, like those two next to you.
ooh,
Ooh.
ooh. Would you like to roll
Quite
to
well-trained dogs you
back?
have.
Would you like to roll to
I also would like to roll to shut him down.
All right. Go for it. Okay, partial success. So, your insult doesn't come across as well as you thought, but it comes across. So either pick, they lose a string on you. If they have no strings on you, gain one on them. They gain a condition, or you take one forward. And Alaric, you also get to give Alistair a condition.
A condition. Let's see. Can't be trusted.
All right. Mark that down somewhere.
Anybody who would say that about somebody's friends clearly can't be trusted with anything.
All right. Now, what would you like to do to Alaric?
I'll also give him a condition. I think he's flustered. My comments somewhat struck a nerve with him.
All right. You gain the condition flustered. You're going to have to act that out.
Okay.
All right. So things get a little bit tense in this class. The other people in the class are kind of all hushed tones, just kind of watching as this shit goes down. And Mr. Kaneko is kind of reading his book, just pretending not to he's clearly listening, but he's pretending like he's not. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
I think I've said enough.
All right. You can't see them? Oh no.
This is so awesome, you guys. Holy shit. And this is my actual personality. Like, I'm pretty enthusiastic. Holy shit, this is so cool.
I'm glad. That's odd.
Did you go into the token setting and make sure their names could be seen by everybody?
I think so. Yeah, says show nameplate checked.
Huh.
That's strange. I suppose I will just do my best to move everyone when they're talking. All right. I do have a name in both fields, yeah. Oh, well. I'll do my best to repeat their names as often as possible so that it's not as complicated. All right. Let us go to Miss Aguda's history class now. with Ziggy. All right, so Miss Aguda, she stands up and she kind of greets everyone. She's like, "Hi, I'm Miss Aguda, but you can call me Azichi if you'd like. I don't really mind. This is my history class. We'll be going over," and then she starts talking about the syllabus and all the expectations and all of that boring stuff. And it goes on for a little bit, but eventually she says, "Oh yes, and of course today we're not going to do anything too heavy. We're just gonna, have some fun, just get to know each other a little bit. We have a new student, and I'm hoping that you all just make sure that you all become good friends with them because it's the last year. Try to make it count, all right?" Z, you have just been called out.
Yeah, I have. Okay. So is there anything that I do if I do get called out, or is it just...
I think maybe you can roll to keep your cool.
Okay, so that's going to be just cold? I'm
Yeah,
rolling
roll
a
a cold.
Yeah, oh, no. I am trying so hard to keep... Ziggy is trying so hard to keep cool and to make it seem like they don't care about this. And it's just like, whatever. However, if you look closely, her face is so red and she's shaking a little bit. It's very, very obvious that she is not enjoying this whatsoever.
All right. It seems like someone in the class take notice to this.
She's at this point just looking straight down at her notebook, just like...
Yeah. So since you failed that roll, you're going to mark 1 XP.
Okay.
And as you start freaking out, you can hear someone sit next to you. And as you turn, you can see a blonde-haired boy kind of smiling at you. He's kind of resting his hand on his cheek. He's like, "Hey, you don't look too good. You all right?"
I don't like getting called out in public like that. Yeah, I'm okay. And immediately turns back to whatever she was doing in her notebook, which she kind of gets to the side so we won't see.
He kind of leans a little bit closer and he's like, "You sure you're okay? You kind of freaking out a little bit over there."
I just don't like a lot of attention. It's really not a big deal. Happens every year. It's whatever. Then she continues to like...
Well, it's tough. I understand that. I used to move schools every year in middle school. It was kind of shit, But you get used to it eventually, don't you?
I turn around and I look at him, and this guy, he looks blonde. Does he look like he has a specific personality? Is he looking super preppy? Does he look kind of emo? What can I tell about this guy just from looking at him?
From looking at him, you can tell that he's wearing like a nice pale colored polo. He's pretty preppy. He's like very well dressed. He seems to look like a rich kid.
Ziggy narrows her eyes, and I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. What was it?"
Oh, me? I'm Octavius Anderson.
Octavius. All right, Octi. Listen, I really do appreciate the whole trying to get on a level playing field, but like I said, not the biggest fan of attention. So for right now, just trying to get the general lay of the land. Again, like I appreciate it, but meh. And I kind of slide my seat over a little bit.
Mhm.
But thanks anyway.
All right. He just kind of nods. He's like, all right, I'll leave you alone. Don't worry. And he gets up and goes sit back in his spot. Meanwhile, you can hear the people behind him, this person and this person. You can hear them kind of like arguing. And when you turn your attention to them, you can hear the green-haired one just kind of annoyedly just, can you please just get out of my sight and take a seat somewhere else? And the brown-haired one just kind of shakes his head. He's like, don't have to. And the green-haired one, once again, is like, all right. So, like, you are getting on my nerves, dude. And, you know, I know we don't like each other and stuff. And I think that's more of a reason for you to get the fuck out of my sight. And the brown-haired one just keeps sitting there.
I'm guessing as I keep sitting there and there's still an argument. Like they're still kind of talking and arguing going on.
Yeah.
You see Ziggy close the eyes for a second, just kind of takes a deep breath, stands up because it seems like everybody's socializing and really cool, goes on and like grabs the green-haired dude by the shoulders and be like, holy shit, dude, I haven't seen you in forever. What the fuck? Did you not see me? Come on, we gotta catch up. And like almost tries to drag him to get him away from the situation to the other desk. Just like,
all right, you drag green-haired guy over. They don't look very pleased by this. They look rather confused. They're like, dude, what the fuck?
do you want to stay over there with that douchebag, or you want to be left alone?
Well, I didn't really want my spot taken.
Oh, go on, then you can go sit back down.
He sighs and he just sits there next to you instead.
That's what I thought.
All right. At this point, we'll move on to Mr. Levesque's English class.
Woo!
Oh boy. All right. Beanery, you step into Mr. Levesque's English class. And
What's up?
Mr. Levesque, you can tell by the cane that he has in his hand that he's blind. And so he doesn't move from his seat, and he instead kind of greets everyone from his seat. He's kind of lounging a little bit. He's like, bonjour, hello. My name is Mr. Levesque. Please call me Mr. Levesque. Monsieur Levesque works as well, but this is an English class, so Mr. Levesque is proper, I suppose. Welcome to my English class. I do hope you'll enjoy it. Important things to note. Yes, I do need these sunglasses because, yes, I am blind. So please do not make any notes about how weird it is that I'm wearing sunglasses indoors, because I get that enough in my life. He starts talking about how he used to be a lawyer and how he passed the bar test at age 20 and all of that stuff. He was pretty much bragging the whole time. He's like, oh, I'm from Quebec, blah, 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 all of that stuff. And then he talks about how all of your notes and all of your homework will be done digitally so that he can read it with his cool gadgets that he has for his computer, all of that stuff. And he's just like, yes, so please take time to socialize because I know you'll all do it anyways.
So So Fenris does he know Mr. Levesque before this at all, or?
From the fencing club, you recognize him.
He would drop in.
Yes, he
Okay.
drops in. Sometimes he kind of does like performances, sort of. Just
Okay. So did Fenris ever interact with him? Like they have any type of?
I don't know. Did they interact?
I think Fenris probably would have gone up to him to like ask for some hints for fencing.
All right.
Because I don't know if the other players know, but Fenris has been on the fencing team, and he's never been actually able to step up to the. Let me look at my notes. Step up to the strip, which is what they call where people fence on in fencing. He's never been on the strip, so yeah, he would have definitely gone up to Mr. Levesque, seeing how like even though he's blind, like how badass he is with his whatever cane or foil, right? We're doing foils,
Yeah,
right?
foils.
With his foil. So yeah, I guess they had he kind of knows him. I don't know how Mr. Levesque treated him, but yeah.
You can tell that regardless of what he says about passing the bar test and all of that stuff and how he used to be a lawyer, he looks rather young.
Okay. Very impressive.
Very impressive.
All right. I'm impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Levesque.
Yes.
Hey, it's me, Atticus.
Yes, Atticus, I remember you.
Yeah, my voice is a little different, and I go by Fenris now, so I'd appreciate it. That's what you called me.
Fenris?
Yeah.
Understandable. I can do that.
Oh, awesome. I'll just take my seat at the front of the class now. Fenris kind of walks over, chest out, sits. I mean, he sits with like that kind of like like legs are open, like
Man,
he doesn't give a shit. He's trying to doing the man spread. He doesn't give a shit. Like he's trying to put that out there. I don't know. Did I describe how he looks now?
Yeah, you can describe him.
Okay, so the other players would have known before. Like he dressed very neutrally. You know, he was kind of like Ziggy, like faded into the background a lot. As of now, he's definitely become much more buff, like kind of like Spider-Man 1. You know, like post Spider. Like he's like, holy shit, like what did you do? Got some miracle drug. He's dyed his hair like a light gray, and it's in this kind of big pompadour. He's wearing a leather jacket that is definitely not broken in yet. I mean, this thing is like fresh off the hanger, so he's not quite working it, but he thinks he is. Yeah.
All right. So, Fenris, you're sitting between Rome and Augustine.
Okay. He kind of gives them both like a, what's up? Kind of, little saucy.
Rome kind of smiles at you. She says, hey, like your hair.
Yeah, thanks. It's a new look.
Clearly.
I like your hair too.
Thanks. I've had it ever since the beginning of high school.
I know, I've just never said it to you before. It looks bitchin'.
All right. Yeah, thanks.
No problem.
And Augustine, to the other side of you, he doesn't seem to have noticed you at all. He's kind of just facing forward.
Well, I don't even know what my interactions were with. Oh, Augustine is on the fencing team, right?
Yes, he's on the fencing team.
So is this guy Vincent.
Yes, Vincent. Oh, I know all about Vincent. He's in your crew, right?
Yeah, everybody with the little purple dot in the top right is part of my crew.
Okay, I definitely already have some backstory with Vincent, a little bit. So yeah, I guess I would go to Augustine because Augustine is kind of like the best fencer, but Vincent's the most like condescending, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Augustine.
Eventually, he snaps out of it. He's like, yeah.
Can't wait to start the new season. Get on the strip. Get some foil work in. I'm really pumped this year. I feel like it's gonna be a great year.
Augustine kind of looks at you a little bit funny, but he nods. He's like, yeah, maybe you'll actually get to play for once.
Yeah, don't you worry, I'll play. And I win.
Good luck. He kind of turns back to face the front.
Okay.
While you're talking, someone creeps up behind you.
Okay.
You can tell that this is Edward Jones, but he goes by Masamune.
Edward, okay, and he goes by Masamune.
And he kind of creeps up behind you. He rests his arms on the back of your chair. Hey.
What's our relationship with him?
He's a band kid. He kind of does music a lot.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so I've kind of known him, but I'm not really close to him at all, or okay.
Yeah. It's like, hey.
I'm definitely a little jumpy for that. I guess I didn't sense him, but well, hey man.
Hey.
What's up?
Just letting you know, my band's playing at a gig tonight. If you're interested.
Yeah, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's at the Dance Macabre.
Shit, I'll definitely be there.
Yeah, it'll start at 8 o'clock.
All
Don't
right.
be late.
Well, I might be 10 minutes late, but that's just how I roll.
Yeah,
That's definitely not how he rolls, by the way, but
ever since this semester started, huh?
yeah. I'm not the boy I was.
Yeah, I can tell. Well, I'll catch you around.
See you, man.
Kind of slinks back to his chair. Yeah, and then you can just hear Masamune and the girl that he's sitting next to over here.
Okay.
Just kind of talk about their band and their gig. And they're all pretty excited. They're talking pretty loud.
So
The girl Rowan.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Sorry, go on.
The girl Rowan, she's like, yeah, I can't believe we actually landed to cover to like open for fucking. And then she's like, she stops for a moment. She's like, she looks around. She's like, the flat moon theory. It's like,
No.
yeah, I know.
Oh shit.
Dude, we're finally getting somewhere with this shit. And they're just talking.
Okay. What's her name again? That's next to me.
Rowan.
Rowan.
Oh, next to you? Rome.
Rome. This is Rome.
Rome. Yeah, this is Rome.
Augustine, right?
Yeah.
And okay, Vincent. Got it.
Yeah.
So, Fenris is gonna turn back to Rome and be like, "You going to this show tonight?"
Oh, you mean the one that Edward was talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going.
Shit. You want to go together?
Roll to turn someone on.
Okay. I guess I would say that, and then what would her like immediate reaction be when I said that? Like her micro expression. Or...
She'd be like,
"Don't worry, I promise it'd be a good time. Like I said, I'm a different man now."
all right, now
can
roll
have
some
fun.
hot.
Yeah.
Partial success.
It's the
Right.
Pomodoro.
Yeah, of course. On the partial success, they can either give you a string or choose one of the reactions. All right. She's going to give you a string on her.
Okay.
She says, I don't know. I'm kind of already going with someone.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, I'll see you there, won't I? You're not like you have to leave with them.
Ooh. She's like, fair enough. I guess I'll see.
That was Rome, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is all new territory for Fenris. This is all new territory for him.
All right. So the rest of first period goes on like this. Bunch of stuff just happens, you know. You get to know some people. Ziggy, the person next to you with the green hair, they kind of introduce themselves a little bit. They just say, "Oh yeah, you can call me Rain."
Rain, like water that falls from the sky. Rain.
Yeah, Rain.
Okay, cool. Let me just write that down for myself. Okay.
And yeah, that's what you learn. And they kind of quietly, very, very like half-heartedly say thank you for saving them and everything. They're kind of just like, you know, thanks, I guess.
For what? You're my old friend and we needed to catch up.
Right.
Not a big deal.
Of course.
Keep it cool, man. Keep it cool.
If there's one thing that Rain knows how to do, it is definitely not keeping things. But anyways, so you kind of all get to know each other a little bit,
Okay.
and things are going pretty well.
All right.
And there is a 5-minute break between the first period and second period, which is where we are going to decide what classes you're going to have for your second period.
Second period.
So, everyone can decide between law, environmental science, and media arts.
Ooh. Law, environmental science for sure.
All right.
Media arts would be like what specifically? Kind of computers,
Yeah,
drawing,
like
or
computer art, basically, like graphics, like I don't know, kind of
Okay.
just general stuff, you know.
I would definitely say environmental studies at this point.
All right.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen. What the fuck?
What is since Fenris has been following Ziggy around,
Mhm.
what are the pronouns that Ziggy prefers?
They, them. However, if you ask to the face, she's gonna be like, I really don't care. Call me she, call me he. Labels, man.
So there's
Who the
nothing
fuck
like if
needs
I was
them?
observing Ziggy, there would be nothing that would.
No, not really.
know about
It's
it.
very, very androgynous. Very like you can't really tell. And then if somebody is bold enough to be like, "Hey, man," pronouns, be like, "He, she." What the fuck? Does it look like I care?
Okay.
No, I don't. Whatever floats your boat.
Okay.
All right. Alaric, where are you headed?
Alaric. Is somebody muted?
I think you might be muted.
Yeah, sorry, I muted myself.
How dare?
Okay.
Anyway, Alaric is going to go with environmental science. I believe that was Professor Kaneko's class, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, he wants to have as many classes as he can with Professor Kaneko because he knows him well.
All right. Okay. And Alistair?
Yeah, I think everyone's going to environmental science.
All right.
I shall be there as well.
Yes, do it. Ah.
All
Second
right.
period is where it's going on.
Second period, environmental science. Take your seats. Hold on. I forgot to put some people here.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And there we go.
Oh shit, I sat right next to fucking Alistair, didn't I?
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Fenris would sit here, but he's gonna sit over here for a certain reason. But he smells. Oh, Ziggy's in the back?
Ziggy's in the back.
Okay, he's gonna kind of go actually over here so he can get it good.
All right. It's time for environmental science.
Mm-hmm.
So the class starts off with Mr. Kaneko kind of just, saying his speech again. Hello, my name is Mr. Kaneko. I am the proud father of this boy right here, and he gestures to Hibiku. And Hibiku's kind of like, hi, Dad. And Mr. Kaneko kind of talks about the syllabus and what you're gonna do for environmental science and all of that stuff. And he says, I hope you have a good semester, and I hope that everyone starts to get along well, and just, try your best to be nice to people. And he forces a smile. He goes back to sitting down. So, what do you guys do in environmental science class?
Ziggy literally has gotten out a bottle of black fingernail polish, and on the desk is like ignoring everything, just putting on fingernail polish in this really haughty fucking like, I'm so above all of this shit, man.
All right.
Ziggy, I think you could, I don't know, I'm not sure if you see, but Fenris keeps looking back and like honing in, like he is honed in. It's a deep stare. It's an intense, savage, not like violent, but like very bare, very primal kind of stare. If that makes sense. Keeps giving you.
All right then. Looks up every so often.
And sniffing like this.
Sorry, it was a little like grunt sniff.
Alora
I can't
definitely
take it.
notices this because he's been keeping an eye on Fenris.
Shaking his head.
Goes back to painting fingernails, like.
Alaric is gonna start handing out little like business cards that have the name and information of his gaming club on them that look far too expensive for anyone to do that isn't a crazy person. And he's gonna start, handing them out to people. Hey, it's a new year. If you decide you want to play some games, we've got a new release for the card game coming up. We'd love to have you there. Oh, are you a new student? He is going to talk to Ziggy.
No, I've been here for years. Actually, you don't recognize me? Your old pal Ziggy, who's been here for the last 7 years? No, I'm new.
Oh, man, you'd fit right in. We love sarcasm. The card says the 10-sided die, and die is in all caps, like it's an acronym for something.
Oh. Thanks, I'll keep this around. If I have any free time, I'll stop by.
Thanks.
As he goes around and starts handing out cards to other people, Ziggy kind of throws it across her shoulder, like, meh.
Is that an attempt to shut me down?
I don't think so, because I wouldn't have done it around you to notice.
Right.
I'm trying to be as cool as possible, at least for my first day, around other people. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to... I'm trying to keep it at least slightly...
All right.
Down on the down low.
All right. And around halfway through this period, things are like, everyone's talking, everyone's being watched apparently, all of that stuff. And someone opens the door to the classroom, and you see, who do you see? You see.
Oh shit.
Transfer student. Fuck.
It's just
So-
like one of my Japanese animes.
That code is way cooler than mine, right?
Oh yeah, it's way cooler. It's a traditional Japanese gakuran.
Ooh.
Nice.
You see this guy kind of walk in haphazardly. He like doesn't even pay attention to Mr. Kaneko whatsoever. And he just kind of eyes around the class for a quick moment. He doesn't say a single word. And then all of a sudden he goes to take a seat. Let me move you back. And he moves to take a seat over here. And he says, "Move." And you see the boy in the seat over there, right here. Xerxes. He kind of looks over at this new kid and he's like, "Who are you?" And new kid just frowns. He's like, "I said move." And Xerxes just kind of starts laughing it off a little bit. He's a little bit awkward about it. He's like, "I mean, there's seats over there, dude." And the new kid kind of grabs him by his tie.
Whoa.
And pulls him out of the seat.
Shit.
And Rome, the girl below him, kind of gets up and she's like, "Whoa, dude, hold the fucking phone here. Excuse me." And Xerxes is kind of like, "Dude." Katsuro just takes a seat. And
Wait.
Xerxes is like, no. And they start getting into like a full-on fight. Katsuro is like ready to go.
Do I know Xerxes at all?
You would know him a little bit. You would recognize him from fencing club.
I would. Okay. Fenris definitely wants to go over there.
All right, go ahead.
And I guess they're like this, right? I
Yeah.
want to kind of get in myself and be like, "Dude, back the fuck up, man. Who do you think you are?" And like kind of trying to show off for May right here and for Rome
Mm-hmm.
and for Xerxes actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I want to kind of like push this guy right now. I want to push him.
All right.
This whole time-
Get the fuck away, you know?
Roll me a volatile to lash out physically.
I will. Because he's trying to like, you know, we know who the real alpha is now. So
Mhm.
I'm not having this.
Yes.
I'm not fucking having this.
This whole time, Ziggy is just kind of like looking at her nails
Ooh.
and glances over to Alistair, raises her eyebrows, like, "Can you believe this shit?" And then goes back to observing her nails.
Alistair is just kind of sitting there lounging, seeming as if he's about to fall asleep, but in actual fact, he's watching this very closely.
Okay.
All right. So lashing out physically on a 10 or up, you deal them harm, and then they choke up momentarily before they can react. All right.
I kind of like when I push him, I'm like, "What's your fucking problem, man?" My little growl kind of comes out a little bit,
Mhm. Okay.
and I'm like just up, just like kind of like defending him, but like obviously I'm like so charged now that I've kind of not dominated him, but that I've, you know, put him more in his
Alright.
place, kind of,
All right.
and I'm defending all these, you know, I'm trying to show off too a little bit.
All right. So you shove the new kid,
Yeah.
and he kind of stumbles back a little bit, and he kind of like falls backwards towards Rome, and Rome is like pushing him away from herself, and he kind of like spins around, and then all of a sudden he grabs her.
Oh no! I want to put him in a headlock now.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. You grab him in a headlock,
Yeah.
and he's kind of like stuck there, but he's still holding on to Rome.
Let her fucking go. Like I'm getting
And-
really heated right now.
He kind of just goes quiet for a while and just stares at her for a moment through narrowed eyes.
You don't want to do this right now, Ma. Just let her
And he
go
lets her go.
and sit down at an open seat.
He lets go.
Okay.
He kind of cracks his neck both ways. He's like, let go of me.
Here. Go to an open seat. Sit down.
And he'll go, I don't know where we'll go. We'll go over here.
It's gonna be real awkward when I go back to my seat.
Yeah, it will be.
I want to Xerxes and Rome, and I'll be like, "You guys okay?"
Rome's like, she kind of looks like she's been in a daze. She's just like, she doesn't know what's happening for a moment.
Especially because Fenris Atticus would never have gotten into any type of fight before at all.
Yeah. She's in a fucking daze.
Okay.
She doesn't know what's going on. And she just kind of goes to sit back down without saying anything.
Okay.
And Xerxes, he's kind of like, thanks, man. I didn't know you had it in you.
Yeah, well, we're fencing brothers. We gotta stick together.
that deep bond of fencing.
Fencing is like I kind of went with like the Teen Wolf, tradition of basketball, lacrosse. So fencing is like, yeah.
Yeah, fencing is our team,
Fencing is
our sport sort of thing.
So does May? I want to glance at May.
All right.
And what am I getting from?
All right.
She look at me. Does what? Yeah.
She was probably looking at you before you turned to look at her, but immediately she just looks away.
Okay. Fenris is a little upset at that. He's gonna go back here and sit here so he can keep his eye.
When you pass by May, you definitely notice Alara giving you the eyes, but not in a come hither way, like a.
Sorry, go on.
You remember the string is I find somebody threatening and we each gain a string on each other?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's that.
Okay. So you gave me the eyes like what, like fear or?
Like guarded, like.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye on you, or like I know what you're about.
Your eyes after somebody makes the I'm watching you motion, but without the motion.
Okay.
That kind of look.
Like, without the.
Same with Ziggy?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
I got my musk, man.
Can't be denied.
My Sasquatch musk.
It's a force of nature.
And Mr. Kaneko is kind of like, he's like been standing at his desk this whole time. He's been like ready to like get up and do something, and he just doesn't know what just happened. He's like, and he slowly goes back to sit down. He's like, is everything all right? And
Looks like it to me.
Are you asking the class?
yeah, he's asking the class.
I'm gonna say, no problem now.
And
Alistair just lounging there says under his breath, spineless teachers. How pathetic.
wow.
Ziggy kind of chuckles a little bit. Excuse me.
Okay. And Mr. Kaneko is kind of like he gently approaches the new kid, and he starts talking to him quietly. All of that. And what else do you guys do?
Well, look at that. A new kid who's actually getting more attention than me. So good.
Looks like we have more than one bully.
Ooh.
I turned my head. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name there.
Just kind of pull my head up. My name? How could you not know my name? I'm Alistair. Of course.
Of course. Oh, sorry.
Everyone knows my name.
Apologies, I don't have mind reading skills. Alistair, nice to meet you. I'm the new kid. Well, not that new kid. This new kid, Ziggy.
I see.
Nice to meet you, friend.
Okay, then. Alistair just kind of puts his head back down on the desk and pretends to sleep.
All right. Does anyone else do anything this period?
I don't think so.
All right. At this point, I think we're going to take a quick 5-minute break,
What?
and then we'll get back into it. So be sure to be here in 5 minutes.
5 minutes from now, exactly.